What's up, everybody? My name is Caleb Thomas, and we are here at Valley Trails. This is a Newark course. We're at hole 1 at the moment, so I'm just going to do a front 9 video. This might be my first or second video. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to do a what's in the bag as well, just so you guys know what I'm throwing before I start uploading stuff. Let's get right into it, right into hole 1. The thing about this course, though, is it's a fun course, but it's also very challenging at the same time. I mean, the front 4 or 5 holes are kind of open, you'll see. But then once we get into the woods over here, it gets pretty crazy. Just want to get some warm-up shots. Okay. I guess that'll work. So while we're coming up to my line, I'm going to tell you guys about myself a little bit. So I recently got into disc golf when COVID started is when I first started getting into it. I was in the middle of college. I was just working out. Other than that, I didn't know what to do. Like, I would just come home and play some video games, watch Netflix, and just do nothing. So I wanted to get out and try something. And when I was at Best Buy at the time, my buddies and I got into disc golf. I think I threw my first disc ever was a DX Thunderbird. And with DX, they fly straight. And especially with someone that didn't know how to throw or no form at all, or somewhat at least. I think I threw it 250 to start. And everyone was like, oh, I want Caleb on my team. And it was something that I wanted to get better at. When someone wanted me on the team, I was like, okay, I want to get better at this and try to actually see what this could be, Long story short, I pretty much fell in love with it. And here we are, 3 years in. I think my favorite thing about disc golf was probably the sound of the chains and just watching a disc fly in the air. Something about it, just like a hyzer flip, is what kind of made me fall in love with this sport, if I'm being honest. Get over there. Ooh. Drop. Oh, come on, give it to me. But yeah, hole 1 here. I mean, it's a tough birdie. If you got a really big forehand, you could definitely do it. But I just try the backhand, just turn over. But mostly taking a par is totally okay on this hole. Another thing about this course, though, that I love is the Prodigy baskets. Because I putt with Rainmakers, so they're very stiff. I need to switch putters soon. But they're very stiff, so it causes a lot of possible chain outs, spit outs, whatever you guys want to call it, which I'm not a fan of. I used to putt with Roaches when I was throwing only Discraft, but now I throw only Discmania. So I guess it's a weird getting used to it. But at the same time, I think Discmania plastic is so good. I love it. It's consistent. Feels good in my hands. That's why I switched. Discrafts was kind of slick to me, in my opinion. That's gonna cause a lot of controversy, but I don't know. It just was something that I loved throwing at the time. But as I threw Discmania, I'd always fell in love with it, so I decided to switch to it. Next hole, we got 250. It's uphill, a big headwind, so I'm probably gonna disc up. I go with a little FD3, put on hyzer, shift up a little bit. Okay. It's a putt, but it's not as what I wanted to do, but it'll work. I am only rated 921 at the moment, which so much room for improvement. I started out at 872 after my first tournament. I didn't make as many putts, but one thing I do a lot of, putting. I always putt a lot at night. Because I feel like that is what you need to work on. I have people that I throw with that are like, dude, I can throw 450. I can only throw about 400 consistently, on a golf line. And I don't feel like I think that's fine, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people, they're like, oh, I can throw 450, 500. But then they miss a 20-foot putt. And it's like, I'll be able to putt, man. And it's like, I get it. Form is very important. But also, I think putting is. So I got about a 30-footer downhill here. Putting is so important in disc golf to where when you really sit back after a tournament, you think about, oh, well, if I'd have made these 2 putts, I'd have shot this, or I'd have shot this. Which is, hold on, let me try this. It's actually more like a 35-footer. Oh. Well, can't make them all, I guess, right? But putting has improved my rating, I feel like, just in general. Because when I was 872, sure, I was a decent putter, but it wasn't consistent. And I guess now that I've recently switched Discmania, my putting is definitely kind of fallen a little bit, but it's definitely getting up there again to where it was. But I also am someone that watches videos every night before I go to bed on form work, overthrow I always watch. Seems like a good dude, knows what he's talking about, but like when I go out there in the field, 'cause I do a lot of field work, it's like I think about it too much. Like yesterday I played probably the worst tournament of my life, which was okay because I know what I was doing wrong. My putts weren't really falling, I was just kind of falling apart in general. But at the same time, it's okay because I know I need to work on, which is my form, my backhand form. I feel like I kind of dip down, which is not good, because then I correct myself in the middle of the throw, and then I turn stuff over that is literally like really overstable stuff, which is kind of frustrating at the same time. All right, so this is hole 3. This is a little downhill once you get over the original hill. Right here, it's 248. You kind of just want to throw a little hyzer. I usually go tactic here, but this P3X has been money recently. Oh boy. Drop, get in. Ooh. Okay, so that's going to be probably really long. But about yesterday, the tournament, it was that Marysville course in Ohio. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's a very hard course. It's a fun course if the OB is not so crazy, because I was thinking about it. But there was so many times, there's like 700-foot par 3s with tons of OB. Like everyone was just complaining because they should be par 4s. And it's crazy because even was 1,002 rated just for that course. I'm not gonna lie to you boys, I shot bad. I shot 900 rated. I shot 889 the first round, was doing really good the second round, just going for pars, and then shot a 900, blew up one of my last 3 holes. So that didn't help my rating, but I was coming off a win. My recent first MA1 win I had this season was a one and done series at Whitehall. Went into a 3-hole playoff, so maybe I was just kind of came in too confident. So this actually ended up being a lot closer than I thought, but again, with that tournament, I mean, you're gonna make mistakes and stuff, and my issue yesterday was I was literally trying to correct my mistakes in the tournament, which is the biggest thing you can't do. And I noticed that because you're not supposed to, when you're focusing on form, you think about everything. You know, you think about when you're supposed to think about it though, like when you're doing footwork or when you're doing field work, you're supposed to think about those things in your form. But I was doing that in the middle of the tournament. And when you do that in the middle of a tournament, you're bound to mess up. You're bound to make a mistake. So I shot terrible. I think I just came in too confident. But I have the Cap City Open coming up in 2 weeks. I was supposed to be in the Route 33 Classic presented by Discraft. It was a little 2-day tournament. But the park that we were doing it at got canceled, I guess. They couldn't approve it. Check out this hole. So now we just wait for the TD to contact us and give us a time or a date, which I hope it doesn't interfere with my other tournaments. But I guess we'll just have to find out. You guys will like hole 4. So this is probably the most fun hole in the course. It's 482. It's strictly downhill. Ton of space for a huge hyzer. I don't think I've seen a forehand. It's probably stupid to do. But there's a little headwind, which out there it's probably gonna be much worse. So I'm honestly just gonna go with my more stable PD, just to disc up and get it out there. Trying to put it close. Should be okay. It's got to dig. Dig! Yeah, that'll work. So we're only sitting at 1 down, which usually it could be like 3. Because 4 is, no one really gets 4 unless it's just a good putt. Like that. Oh! Give me some! But there it is. No, it's dropping again. Yeah, there was a tournament that I was in recently here, and it was like a three disc challenge. I just want to get your guys' opinion on this, but it was a 3 disc challenge here. I ended up getting a flippy Falk, and it was like GK1 or something, so it's soft. But I got one of those. I also got a Prodigy M1, and the flashing on this thing could have cut your hand open, literally. And it was like 20 degrees out that day, so it was terrible. And then I got a Judge for my putter, which was soft, which at the time I was putting with the Roach, which was 2401, and a Judge, kind of like a Roach, 2401. It wasn't beat, I don't think. I don't remember. But so I pretty much only played this course with a flippy Falk and a Judge. I was throwing the Judge. which you'll see once I get in here a little bit. You might need a little more than that. So we're on the hole 5 here. It's 243. Now, if you have a forehand that you can get 300 feet, at least you are fine. It's not even, people try backhand on this hole, and yes, it's possible. I'll show you the backhand line, but the forehand is an effortless. Watch me mess it up now. Just right there, get something up. You're putting for birdie. That's probably 15 feet. And I'll try the backhand line for you guys. It's just not there though, because if you go early, you're looking at bogey. So you have to get through the initial gap. We'll take a midnight prowl. Good line, just a little higher would have been good. By the way, guys, if you guys are liking what I'm doing here, I know it's like my first or second video, but I don't plan to, like get a ton of subscribers unless it happens. I'll be blessed. I mostly just do this for me because I love disc golf. I want to grow the sport. Because I don't know, I have an Instagram for disc golf, and now I'm making this YouTube channel for it. I just love the sport, so I just want to get it out there. Because, I mean, who would have thought I'd be playing disc golf? I mean, if you knew me before this, you'd be like, nah, not a chance. But here we are. That's the thing about it, is it's got a crazy amount of people that would never even think to play disc golf, and they just come out here and they love it. It's crazy. It brings a whole different group of people out, and I love it. That's why I play so much. I mean, any off day I have, I'm playing. Real quick, yeah, like I said, about 10 feet. Tap in birdie. FD3 for the win. All right, so hole 6 is only 192. I don't know if you can see it, but it's straight back there in this gap, right behind the 3 trees right there. Probably about 20 feet behind it. It's pretty much a forehand. Like if you're a big zone guy, a zone, I take a tactic, my most overstable one, and literally just tad bit of flex. Because you want to get it behind the, You want to get it behind the 3 trees right there that come up, because they come in pretty quick. It's nice and simple. Back up behind, that could go in actually. That'd have been nuts. Blind ace. Could you imagine? We'll do another one. I'll show you guys the backhand line, because a lot of people do like taking it. I mean, it's there, but if you turn it over, you have to turn it like a perfect amount and hit your line. Okay, that actually, no, didn't turn enough, but it was a good line. This should be a tap-in birdie. But back to what I was saying about the Prodigy. The flashing on those discs, I've felt a ton of them, and the flashing is ridiculous. Because one of my buddies was a brand ambassador for Prodigy, and he was like, I'm going to get you on our street team. And I was pumped for it, I was excited to try something new. I didn't know any of Prodigy, but I was willing to make the effort and, understand what the discs do. Because a lot of them felt okay. There's that tap in, by the way. But it's just something that I was going to maybe try. But then, right when that was happening, Gannonburg had that lawsuit with them and said the flashing was bad. I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch my bag to Discmania. I just decided not to, because I just don't want to deal with all that. And I'd rather throw something I enjoy and just dial in this bag. And if someone does approach me for something, I could. We want to make a change. But this is a 440 par 4. Definitely eagleable if you go for it. You want something through this gap. If you hit left early here, consider yourself a par at best, if not a 5 or 6. So I usually just take a midi, but I'm going to go with a CD1 here, just get it down there. Oh, I pured it. But then it's going to hyzer out. That's not... Oh, good kick. Good kick. We love it. We love it. That might actually be an eagle bid. So I'll show you the mid-range. Like a mind bender would be perfect for this, because the glide could get down there and literally just get right beside a same amount of distance as a fairway. Yeah, if that gets through. Oh my God. You want something that'll hold that turn for a while. Serious question though for you guys out there. If you could be sponsored by any brand, who would it be and why? All right, so real quick, this is for an eagle bid. I'd say we're about 85, 90 feet away, low ceiling, so we're just gonna have to get something out there. That is horrifyingly horrendous. Sure just did that. Ooh. Sorry, let me tap out my horrifying attempt at a jump putt with a low ceiling. That could be played as a par 3, but it'd be a tough par 3, because that gap is daunting. Shit's scary every time I see it. But it's doable. On to the next, fellas. So here we got hole 8. This is an island hole surrounded by all the woods. 218. Usually a kind of a flippier like tactic or zone for you lovers out there. Probably pretty much a good shot for this. Something. I think I juiced it. Just stay in bounds. Oh, perfect kick. And I'm gonna throw a couple more. I'm gonna throw 2 more at it, show you different lines. There is a forehand. There's the flip up line. There's also just the forehand line you can do as well. But it's a little gap there. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, never mind. That tree said no. And there's that backhand line. Could be better. So yeah, we had a good kick. It probably would have landed back here, but instead we got a good kick here and take the birdie, I guess. And then we got hole 9, 426. It probably plays like 370. We're gonna take a stratosphere at it, DD1. This is the scariest hole there is. You want to go left, but you also don't want to go too far left because then you can't really get out of that. You kind of just want to hope you get in the middle of the fairway. Right? Consider yourself a 4 or 5 if you go way right. I'll probably go right. Get going. Oh my God. You know what? Fairway hit. We'll take it. This is what I was trying to do. Oh, and that's way right. Hit the tree. Oh my. Dude, that might be gone. Fellas, we gotta find that now. We gotta find that now, boys. You know what's good about me, though? My approach game is solid. You'll see real quick. You know what? I'll throw 2 at it just to show you boys. My forehand, perfect approaches. Money. That's parked. Get over there. Get through the tree, you bit. All right. I don't want to be too cocky. Well, you know, the backhand is a work in progress. I'm not going to lie to you. Backhand approaches, the timing on them is just hard. I mean, my forehand is parked, like I said, but I feel like that's the thing with disc golf is you want to have that confidence. You want to be able to say to yourself, I'm putting this close. Because disc golf is literally, it is luck. I mean, yeah, sure, the pros do it a lot more. You know, they read the wind good. They dial in their form, the power pocket. They get all that down to a T. Because once that comes out of your hand, you are out of control. Like, you have no control of what the disc does. Putting is all confidence, because if there's any doubt in your mind that you're going to miss a putt, you're probably going to miss short or too high. I mean, it's just how it works. And it applies to it's the same principle for regular golf. It'll happen. Before or after I leave a course, I do like to putt for a while. Beforehand, beforehand, like we start, definitely want to putt a lot to get the blood flowing, get the juices flowing. And then right afterwards, I probably do it for about 5 minutes just to kind of loosen up a little bit if I had a bad day of putting. But yeah, guys, that was the front 9. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.